Hi, everybody. My name is Melissa Street, and I used to be an insurance agent selling home and auto insurance and commercial insurance for a very, very large brand here in the United States. And about 13 years ago, I got a phone call from a friend of mine that just asked me if I was open to other streams of income while at the same time being able to create a value add for my clients. And the answer was, of course. I mean, why wouldn't I be open to at least hearing it out? And she invited me to a very similar presentation that you're about to hear. And let me just say that by the end of the 20 minutes or so, I was all in, mainly because I saw something that was so unique that can truly add value to my clients, but also become a found revenue opportunity. What I discovered personally, and I'm pretty sure you're going to have the same experience. What I discovered for myself was it was work I was already doing, but I didn't know I can get paid for it. So imagine that. Imagine you realize your daily method of operation, there were things that you're already doing, and you had no idea there could have been revenue behind it and residual revenue. That's the best way of making money, right? Residual income. And so I'm really excited for you to hear this specific information from somebody that I have tremendous amount of respect for. This is a gentleman by accolade. He's a senior vice president with our company. He's one of the top producers year after year. Matter of fact, for 2025, his specific team, him and his team, was the number one producer in all of North America in the entire company, amongst tens of thousands of independent business owners. So he's the perfect person to share this information with you. He's built very successful organizations and teams, and he's helped business professionals like you create that additional revenue in your existing business. And so, again, he's the perfect person to share this with you. And I'm excited for you guys to hear from him. So, help me welcome Senior Vice President, Mr. Jeff Street.
Well, Melissa, thank you so much. Let's all give Melissa a virtual round of applause for getting the call started here today, creating conversations, creating connections. I know a lot of you put your information in the chat. There's some amazing connectors that are on the call here today, over 100 of you guys here today. And I definitely encourage everybody to network with each other. As Melissa mentioned, your network truly determines your net worth. But I get a chance to talk to you today about something I've been doing now for over 20 years. And what I'm going to show you today, as Melissa mentioned, for some of you guys is going to be found revenue. You're going to be realizing that you're already creating these connections anyway, just not getting compensated for those connections. So I want to show you today how to turn referrals into revenue, but not just any kind of revenue, but reoccurring revenue, residual income. I can't not smile when I say the word residual income. How many just like, the words residual income, right? So let's dive right into it. I'm going to show you who the company is, how it works, how we make money. And then at the end, I'm going to give you a quick demonstration on how the portal works, the simplicity of this. When you hear about our services, you don't need to be an expert in any of the services. All you need to do is be able to send somebody to your link. You'll see this personalized link that we have. Think of it like a digital utility concierge service. And then I'm going to have some people at the end just share exactly how this has worked for them, how they've been applying it, how it's worked for their clients. And then at 30 minutes past the hour, you'll be in the breakout room with the individuals that invited you on the call to get any questions that you have answered. So the company that we represent, Melissa and I, we are senior vice presidents with the company. I've been with them for 20 years. It's called ACN. ACN is an established company, 33 years strong. They specialize in customer acquisition. They do business throughout the United States and Canada, millions of customers, billions of dollars in sales, A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau for a long time. And what ACN does is they offer residential and business services that not only do all of us use every day, these are services that many of us are already connecting our clients with. Everything from cell phone service, where we white label the T-Mobile network, to internet, where we work with AT&T, fiber optic internet, television through DirecTV, natural gas and electricity through Zoom Energy, which is part of NRG. Football fans, obviously we got the Super Bowl this weekend. Many of you probably know the NRG Stadium in Houston, where the Texans play. NRG is the largest supplier of natural gas and electricity in the country. Healthcare with a company called Impact Health Sharing. Home security and automation with Vivint Smart Home Security. credit card processing where we help business owners save money. And in addition to that, we do identity theft protection insurance. I see we've got my friend B who's on the call here today. We were at a real estate networking event in Plano this past weekend. And, B is in the mortgage business. And I know there's other lenders that are on the call here today. And for all the lenders on the line, you hear the stories firsthand on what's happening with cybersecurity. Data breaches, identity theft is truly running rampant. I was at the gym this morning, and literally as I was working out, the gal next to me was talking about how her mother had just gotten her information compromised when it came to her digital footprint. So we represent a company called ID Seal. It's like LifeLock, Norton Antivirus, Credit Karma, and Home Title Lock all wrapped up into one. And it's 20% less than LifeLock, the newest service that we're going to start to pre-launch next month at our national convention in Orlando is FinTech. Maybe you've heard of Chime. Maybe you've heard of SoFi. Cloud-based banking is an industry that's exploding. And the reason why there's so much growth starting to happen in that industry is it's an industry that just makes sense, where people can pay less money in fees and make more money on their money. If you're familiar with the fintech space, there's a massive opportunity in fintech. But if you look at these industries, these are some of the biggest and fastest growing industries in the world, industries that are not affected by the economy. And my mentor told me 20 years ago, he said, Jeff, find something you like, make it your hobby, find something the masses can't live without, make it your business. And that's why when I saw this right away, I was like, yeah, I want to do this, because I realized whether I did this or not, I was going to pay these bills for the rest of my life. Some of you, whether you're in property management or maybe a real estate agent, some of you have a sheet of paper or an email that you send to every client when they move into a property, literally just connecting them to some of these service providers. What if there was an opportunity that it could be branded to you? You can make their move-in experience easier and create that reoccurring revenue for yourself long after the transaction's over. And that's what we're going to show you here today. The other thing I want to spend a minute on is a company called Impact Health Sharing. Look, I believe if you're self-employed or if you own a business here in America, like almost every one of us on this call does, one of the biggest pain points in being an entrepreneur is the high cost of health insurance. I've got a friend of mine, Natalie, on the call. She owns a title company in Houston. Her and I were on a Zoom call together a couple weeks ago, and she said, Jeff, for the first time ever, my health insurance premium rate is higher than my mortgage. Now, let that soak in for a minute. Guys, health insurance premiums are skyrocketing right now. In January of this year, it was the highest health insurance premium increase since the inception of the Affordable Care Act. And how many of us know if there's a problem and you have a solution, that's called opportunity. One sad statistic I heard not too long ago on a call I was on, they said that less than 30% of real estate professionals in our country have any kind of health insurance. Now, how many agree it's not because people want to play Russian roulette with their life? It's because of the fact that the cost is just out of control for so many people. And so we represent a company called Impact Health Sharing. Healthcare sharing is a not-for-profit, decentralized alternative approach to the high cost of health insurance. We help individuals, families, small businesses save 30 to 50% on average on their healthcare costs. In my case, it was a lot more than that. There's no network restrictions. You can go to any doctor you want anywhere in the country and never pay an out-of-network penalty fee. I'm incredibly passionate about this. This has saved my family thousands and thousands of dollars a year. But if you want to learn more about Impact Health Sharing, if you text the word impact to that phone number on the bottom of the screen, it'll send you a 22-minute video that explains exactly how Impact Health Sharing works. I have a good friend of mine that lives here in Flower Mound, Texas, and he was reaching out to me this morning about a newsletter that he's sending out right now to all of his past and previous clients. And he's going to talk about Impact Health Sharing on his newsletter, where people can actually scan his QR code, get a quote, text the number, and get a video, because at the end of the day, people are looking for solutions. And if you can add value, if you can add solutions to people, People are going to keep you top of mind. We have mortgage companies right now that are literally calling past clients and just saying, hey, listen, we know that healthcare is a problem for a lot of people. If this is a problem for you, like it's been for us, this might be an opportunity that can help you. And see, we all know that the name of the game in the industries that we're in is multiple touch points. And this has been an amazing conversation starter for so many real estate, insurance, and financial professionals that we're working with. And look, if you're in the money game, if you're in wealth management, or if you're in life insurance, obviously, if you can help a client repurpose their money and turn it into a whole life policy or an annuity because you were able to save them a lot of money on healthcare, that can make a big difference. Now, the reason we can do what we do is our model is direct sales. We don't advertise. Our whole business is independent business owners like you and I that have our own website, our own online portal where we can create more options for customers and a business opportunity for people just like us. Now, here's how you make money, or here's how you get started doing this. It's $299 one time for somebody to start, own, and operate their own ACN business. The only operating cost at all is $30 a month. They set up the website and personalize it to you. They do the training and marketing material. They do the reporting and tracking all through Salesforce customer service. They handle that. Also, they have an amazing AI app called ACN AI, which here's what's great. Not only can you use it to grow this business, but you can also use that AI app to grow your traditional business as well. Really amazing technology. All we have to do is direct people to the website and ACN does the rest. And it's a willable, sellable asset. If something happens to me, my family inherits my residual income and the revenue stream I've been building for the last 20 years, really with industries that are not affected by the economy. Now, let's talk about making money. Wait till you see this part. ACN will pay you a bonus every month based on the amount of services that you connect through your website. And a service is not a person, it's a bill. Let's say you have somebody moving into a property and they want electricity, AT&T internet, and Vivint home security. Well, that's three services, even though it's one person. Maybe a small business has 5 employees that want healthcare. That's 5 services. So the services can add up really quickly. So can these bonuses. Check this out. Any month that you connect 3 services, you make a $400 bonus. Now, think about this for a minute. Let's say every month, all you did with this was just connect 3 services through your website. Well, if you did that every month, that's an additional $4,800 a year in upfront bonuses as you're also building a residual income stream for something that many of you are already doing anyway. Now, let's say it was 6 services in a month. That's $1,000 in bonuses. Now, if you do that each month, that's $12,000 a year in extra bonuses for connections many of you are already making, and there's no limit to it. You make an additional $500 for every 3 services and 8 points afterwards, and there's no limit to it. We have a gal on our team in Ohio. Last month was her first month. She connected 31 services just in her first month on conversations she was already having. Now, the second way we get paid, this is why I got started 20 years ago. Residual income, reoccurring revenue. Some of you are already thinking about all the loans you've closed in your career, or all the homes that you've sold in your career, all the tenants that have moved into your investment properties or property management companies, and thinking to yourself, what if you were still making revenue today on all these bills that have been getting paid by all your buyers or all your tenants? See, the way it works here is ACN will pay you up to 20% of the commissionable revenue of a customer's bill month after month, year after year, for the life of them being a customer. And how long do people pay these bills for? Forever, right? You can pay off your home, you can pay off your car. I think we'd all agree you can never pay off your cell phone bill. You can never pay off your electric bill. You can never pay off your home security. I have customers that I signed up on my website more than a decade ago that are still paying their bill today, and I've gotten paid every month for more than a decade straight based on that one-time conversation. Now, the third piece of this is you can also earn some of your services for free. As you connect services to customers, you can eliminate some of your bills with our cell phone partnership. Refer 5 customers, your bill is up to free every month. With our energy partnership, once you refer 12 natural gas and or 12 electricity customers, you can get your gas and or electric bill for up to free every month. Identity theft protection, refer 5, and yours can be free every single month. So here's what's great. Not only can you go out and earn bonuses and residuals, you can eliminate some of your bills. Now, the last part of this is building a team where you can introduce this concept to other people, just like somebody invited you onto this presentation here today. And we do presentations just like this every day, Monday through Friday, multiple times a day. And all you have to do is invite people on to listen. We'll do the presentations for you. We'll explain it. We'll answer any of the questions at the end. Some people at the end just want to learn more about saving money on healthcare or saving money on cell phone, and they become your customer. Other people at the end say, hey, I want to do this too. And they get started, and we train them and plug them into our system. And as they acquire customers, ASEN will pay you a 4% overriding residual income on all the customers gathered by anybody that you introduce to this business. But here's what's exciting. Not only can you get paid 3 to 20% on your own personal customers and 4% on the customers that anyone you introduce to this business brings in, ASEN will pay you through 5 levels, through 5 generations. Now, also, as your team acquires customers, ASEN will pay you bonuses as your team brings on customers. You can hit different rank advancements. The first step for everybody is customer qualified. You do that just by referring 3 services that add up to 8 points. You make a $400 bonus for doing so. Now, everybody remembers it was $299 to get started and $30 a month. Refer 3 services, you make a $400 bonus. Most of us are going to be at least 3 services in our own home. And yes, you count as your own customer. And you can see as you hit these different levels, you can make anywhere from $50 all the way up to $400 every single time a new person joins your team and refers their first 3 services and makes a $400 bonus for themselves. And there's no limit to the amount of people that can join your team, and there's no limit to the amount of customers your team can acquire. The company has some fast start bonuses for those of you that want to get off to a great start, where you can earn an additional $2,000 in bonuses in your first 90 days for hitting a couple of these positions. But the key to this is training. Our team has been the #1 team in the company for 17 years in a row because of our systems. We have online presentations and trainings, in-person events, virtual events. We have our biggest event of the entire year in March in Orlando, where we're going to be pre-launching our fintech product. It's going to be phenomenal. And somebody's really in business for themselves, but never by themselves. But we've got a few people on the call here today that I'd love to have them share their story, who they are, how they've been implementing it, how it's been working for them. First person is out of the Dallas, Texas marketplace, and that's Adrian Carrillo. Adrian, I'd love to have you share a little bit about yourself.
Hey, Jeff, thank you for letting me share. I appreciate the opportunity. Phenomenal presentation. My background is former high school teacher turned real estate investor, and I took a look at this opportunity about 15 months ago, and it just made basic sense. Get paid when people pay their bills, get paid on my own bills. But impact is what really drove me here. And the reason why I say that is at a networking event, looking for money for my latest project, I ended up saving $1,000 a month by switching to Impact Health. And that was huge for us. We're a family of 4. We pay $628 a month with a $2,500 deductible. That was a big game changer. So that made me a believer right away. And then I wanted to look more into it. And, being a general partner of our apartment complex, my goal and my job is to generate as much revenue as I can out of each door. So when I saw that we can get paid on all these electricity bills, internet bills, it just made sense to us. And we rolled that into our plan. So now out of each door, we're getting paid, not just the rent. We're getting paid on electricity. When they make their rent payment, we have a payment processing system we talked about. We get paid on that. We get paid on the internet. It's just an amazing concept. It allows me to generate the net operating income even higher for our other investors. So present day, we have about 141 people that are doing the same thing that I'm doing. And we're bringing in about 1,900 services points on our team. And it's just an amazing, amazing opportunity. I'm grateful for it. I wish I would have found it early like you talked about. Thank you so much for letting me share, and I appreciate everybody that's on the call. Good luck to everybody.
Well, excited for you, Adrian. Congratulations. And look, let me take that one step further. Think about this. Let's say one of Adrian's tenants moves out of their property. How many agree there's no more rental income? But think about this. Imagine they transfer their electricity to their new property. They might not have the rent anymore, but they're still making the residual on the energy bill, even when somebody moves into a different property. And so that's just something else for you, those of you to think about that are investors and, and property managers and a multi-unit people. You can now continue to cash flow on your clients even if they leave your property. We also have Missy Potter on the call, and Missy's out of the main marketplace. And Missy, I'd love to have you share a little bit about your story.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Missy Potter. I own a bookkeeping and business consulting firm and have for the past 19 years. Saw this opportunity a couple of years ago. It made perfect sense to me, literally for all the reasons you just heard here today. But I saw a way that I could bring it to my clients also. And in doing so, I was able to actually help a hair salon save 37% on their credit card processing fees and just help several other clients and business owners that I've been acquainted with for a long time. Personally, this also affected us in our household. My husband was getting ready to retire from a 36-year career in law enforcement, but one of the things that was holding us up was healthcare, because I was not going to be able to stay on his plan unless we wanted to pay over $2,400 a month. So Impact came to the rescue on that. I switched over prior to his retirement. He stepped into retirement 6 months ago, and it's just been a blessing in every way, both professionally and personally. I'm grateful for this opportunity and being able to just share it with so many other people. You know, the team is growing significantly, 250 business partners, nearly 2,400 customers between myself and my team. So just grateful for this opportunity. Thank you, Jeff.
Appreciate you sharing. What a great point Missy brought up. And think about it. There's people that can't retire because of healthcare. How many of you know that health insurance sometimes is the golden handcuffs? Like, how many of you, think about this for a minute. How many of you know people that still do real estate part-time because they've got the golden handcuffs of a W-2 job that they know if they go to become a full-time entrepreneur, they're going to lose those benefits. And so that's a big deal for a lot of people. Here's what the portal looks like, guys, just so you can see the simplicity of it. This is mine and Melissa's portal. So it's got our picture on it, her and I and our dog. Yours can have your company logo on it, your real estate team picture, your profile, whatever you want. But here's the simplicity. Let's say somebody goes onto your portal and they're interested in home security. They can click on learn more. They hit shop now. Right from the portal, they can see any promotions. Obviously, we want to always add value to our clients. So take a look at this. Buy a camera, get a doorbell camera free. The customer gets a $200 gift card. Also free installation, free activation. So great benefits for the customer, but you don't need to be a home security expert. They dial the 877 number. Somebody from Vivint picks up the phone, customizes a quote for them. And if they like what they hear, they sign them up as your customer. The average smart home security customer is on this service for over 10 years. So imagine a one-time connection that pays you a residual every month for over 10 years on average, never mind all the bonus income that we talked about. Now, let's say you've got somebody moving into a property, they want AT&T internet. They can simply go onto the site, shop AT&T. All they're going to do is literally just put their address right here in the site. It's going to show them pricing right in their area, and they can schedule their AT&T internet installation right from your website without even having to talk to anybody. You know, Missy talked about businesses that she's working with. Here's our business portal as well. You just click on businesses. It's changes to businesses. Let's say you have somebody that takes credit card processing, takes credit cards. Well, here's what's great. We can just send them in as a lead. You don't need to be an expert on credit card processing. You just put in their information. Somebody's going to give them a call, analyze their bill, and if they like what they hear, they sign them up as your customer. All you did was make the connection. One last thing, healthcare. Let's just show you how simple it is to give somebody a quote. All we do is hit quote right on the portal. Somebody puts in the date of birth of the oldest person in their family. Let's say it's March 30th, 1989. Family plus, click on get quote. There's the quote for that family, anywhere from $433 a month to $605 a month, depending on which primary responsibility amount they choose, which is like a combined family deductible. Now, if they have questions, you don't need to be a healthcare expert. You hit on Ask Me Anything. There's an AI chatbot. They can ask it any question they want. It's phenomenal. And if they still want to talk to somebody, they can literally just submit themselves in as a lead, hit request info, and somebody from Impact will reach out to them, answer the questions they have, and if they like what they hear, they'll sign them up as your customer. So guys, as we start to wrap things up here for today, the key to success in anything is training. And if you like what you see here today, I believe you'll be blown away with what you see at our training. If you happen to live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we're actually going to be doing a live training in Richardson this Saturday morning at 10 a.m. I'd love to shake your hand and meet you in person, but there's trainings happening all over the country as well as on Zoom this Saturday, and the people in your breakout room can get you that information. Now, as I wrap up the call, I think everybody at the end of the presentation falls into one of three categories, and you can let the people in your breakout room know which one of these categories is you. Category number one, this isn't for you. If that's you, we're just so grateful for 30 minutes of your time on a Thursday. If you know somebody you think this would be a good fit for, that'd be a wonderful referral for the person that invited you on the call. We'd also love to see if we can save you money, help you benefit from our services, and would love to see if you could be a customer. So if that's you, a category number one, thank you so much for your time. Category number two, you've got questions. Well, in the breakout room, we'll help you get those questions answered. And if you still have more, feel free to just come out and sit in our training and see how our business and how our systems work. And category number three, you're like I was 20 years ago, where you're like, I'm in. What do I need to do? How do I get started? If that's you, it takes less than 5 minutes to sign up. If you scan that QR code, it'll take you to an online IBO agreement. It takes less than 5 minutes to fill it out. You're just going to need to have the IBO number of the person that invited you on the call. They're going to be your sponsor, and you'll be connected directly to them. And anybody that you invite to see this information in the future, you'll be their sponsor, and they'll be connected directly to you. So at this point, we're going to open up some breakout rooms. God bless everybody. Thanks for being on today's call, and let's create residual income together here in 2026 and beyond.